Welcome back in, builders. Larry packed up his car and we are ready to roll. I did a lot of inventory management, just shuffling things around. I have, in general, tools and other things I might need to grab out of this side. Everything else over here. A few minor day-to-day things I would want to use on that seat, and ditto here. A little bit of food, etc., etc. Speaking of food, I was getting ready to leave and I noticed we were hungry. We are definitely feeling a little nervous about the food. I don't have that many calories on me. I am quite concerned about that, actually. I guess let's have ourselves, oh, I don't know, 4 pork sticks. We'll have an orange and a couple bits of cheese. Hopefully that will carry us on for the time being, but that's a worrisome amount. And then we should have, where's my water? That's honey. Okay, now not that water. Did I not bring, hold on, did I not bring my water containers? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, that's all junk. I put those up front. No. Put them over there. That's my thermos. Oh no, what happened to my water filter? Okay, it is here, I just wasn't seeing it. All right, we'll go ahead and just have a sip of clean water before we go. And I think what we're gonna do is, instead of taking the car immediately, which was my original plan, I actually want to take the motorcycle and I just want to do a light little scout here. I want to mainly see if we can approach these towns from this angle. What we need to find is we need a place that is securable and is close but not too close to town. Because I need to be able to craft, I need to be able to sleep and make a little bit of noise out and about. And I'm just not going to be able to do that if we're trying to sleep in a town spot, so... Oh, yes? Store an inventory. Somehow I'm able to store that. I think that basically we slide the wooden greatsword like through the backpack straps between us and the bag. Not a good way to carry it, but I can't drive with it on, so no choice. All right, let's go. Now remembering that this thing has 31% fuel, so that's not terrible. It is currently 5 p.m., so we should have plenty of time before it gets too dark. Ideally, one of these spots would be like a radio tower or a silo that we could climb up and get a better vantage point on. Okay, so far this is already showing to be kind of a skunk. What we don't want to see is pure forest because I can't drive through the forest. On foot it would be fine, but we need to get our car somewhere, and I can't get that nice car through town. What do we see in here? We're seeing something. Why do I see a building here? Fence from Petersburg. Ooh, okay. We may have something interesting over here. This might be the refugee center. I don't know what else would have that large of a fenced off area. Okay, but I can't get my car there. Not yet. Alright, let's continue. Man, this is not what I wanted to see, I'll be honest. I wanted to be able just to get into town there. Still at 31% gas. I'm being pretty careful about where I'm driving. What do we got here? Liquid cat. It's universally known that cats are liquid, but this cat's body is actually quivering while it walks around. It also enjoys resting while twisting its body in ways that would break a normal cat's bones. It seems to be familiar and could be tamed. I'm not sure what that's cut off a little bit. I'm not sure we want a liquid cat. I have no idea what that is. That sounds dangerous. Okay, and man, we are not seeing any breaks. Any breaks in this forest line. I do have safe mode on, yes. Okay, here we are. Although I have a feeling that's just going to lead me straight to more fence and not actually what I need. Squirrel. Yeah. I mean, it's good to know where that is. I'm actually kind of shocked it was as close as it is. Fumble with the motorcycle's controls. The motorcycle doesn't have enough wheels to move. 3 oversized crows. Where are the 3 oversized crows? Okay, they're all that direction. Well, the motorcycle popped its wheel. It was... I knew that was a dangerous thing to do, driving out here. Alright, well, we are gonna activate... Apparently you won't let me activate. You wield. Get my sword out. Alright. I'm not interested in playing with oversized crows. Okay, well. We're down the motorcycle. That front wheel, if you remember, was pretty damaged, so I'm not surprised. Alright, well, we're gonna have to hoof it back on foot. Do I want to stop by the refugee center on the way? All right, you know what? I'm not gonna fully commit to that yet, but I think I will just peek and see if this is an actual one or an overrun one. I see the fence is quite banged up, but that's... Oops, step on a rose bush, perfect. But that's not necessarily unusual. Okay. No. That's gonna be really annoying, but I'm trying to move at some speed. Who planted all these rose bushes around the refugee center? Okay, so the front. Okay, it looks like the doors are intact. All right, I'm not gonna play with this right now. That's something we will want to do at some point, but there's nothing I would really get out of that at the moment. Giant aphids, some rats, and a tough zombie. All right, I would be okay. Zombie runner, nope. Just nope. Okay, so baseball field, sports zombies. Yeah, you can see, like, if I wanted to get my vehicle here, look at this road I would have to take. I'd have to take this road, and specifically one of these 2 blocks, specifically here. That's awfully dangerous. That's awfully dangerous. Alright, I am not interested in playing with zombie runners. If it was a normal zombie, or even the tough zombie, I'd be willing to play. I'm not willing to play with that. Alright, this is gonna absolutely suck. I think while we do this, to make it at least not a total waste of time for this trip, I'm just gonna hit shrubs as we travel. Some young leaves fresh. That is gonna have like 0 caloric value. I'm not very interested, frankly. I am interested in getting our skill. We're at 2 and 8%. Just out of curiosity, where are we before we start this? 2 and 10%. We're gonna have to do a lot of shrubs if that's the route we have to go. If we found some eggs or something, we have water, we could boil them up. We found... I think we're just... Ooh, some hickory nuts. Okay, yeah, something like that. That has some calories in it. Ironically enough, one of the things in a lot of survival situations, most people are going to end up spending more calories than they're going to get out of the food that they're able to collect. You see this sometimes on like those survival shows where it's like a competition or something. The winning play is usually you just sit and starve for a month because the body can handle that. I mean, it's not fun, but you don't die. That's the thing. 2 crow eggs. Finally, revenge on those crows. 20 wild herbs. Now that I will take. That might be something of interest. Yeah, unfortunately, in a lot of places in the world, We built cities where there used to be naturally fertile areas because we tended to build... Oh man, we lost light. Oh, I gotta be a little more serious here. I didn't realize it was that close to darkness. We built cities where there used to be natural fertility, so the abundance of nature is just not what it once was in a lot of places. So this fantasy that you're gonna, like, I don't know, survive by foraging stuff, unless you A, know exactly what you're doing, and B, it's the right time of year, and C, you know how to preserve the food, you're gonna have a lot of trouble. You're gonna have a lot of trouble. I watched this great series, a couple outdoorsmen guy, they did this experiment where they wanted to see if they could stay in the woods. I think they were doing it for, it was either a week or like 10 days. They brought nothing in. One guy did cheat and bring in some instant coffee. That was his thing he was gonna do. But they didn't bring in anything that has real calories in it. And the goal was they wanted to not just live, because obviously you could just starve for a week. They wanted to not lose weight. And they brought in fishing tackle, and they were eating as much pike as they could humanly put in their body. Like, their bodies just wouldn't let them eat any more pike, no matter how hungry they were. And they ended up losing tons of weight. As, you know, survival type guys who know what they're doing, they just literally couldn't do it. The only other things they could find at that time of year were some cattails, but they were not in season to eat the tubers, which have the starch in them, so there's basically no calories, and milkweed. I guess if you know what you're doing, you can eat milkweed, which, again, there's not a lot of calories there, so just a big womp womp on that. All right, now I need to make a little bit of decision. We lost light, and I didn't do that on purpose. Do we just try to get some shut-eye? We are pretty tired. Sleeping out in a car out in the open. It's a relatively safe area. It's probably safer to sleep in the car than it is in the building at this point, because at least in the car I could start the engine and drive. All right, let's see if we can get some shut-eye here. So we would like to sleep. I mean, if I got my way, we had first light at 4 something yesterday, so let's try for 8 hours and just see what we get. Continue to try to fall asleep. Okay, we did fall asleep. We'll see what we can get here. Yeah, I mentioned this, I think, last episode, but before they added the wariness thing, the main meta for day 1 was you went all day, you went all night, and then you slept in the morning, and you wanted to be basically nocturnal. But since then, they've lowered night vision. They made night vision itself a mutation, so you can't just start with night vision. With night vision, it would give me, I believe, 2 more tiles. That would be pretty good. We could do some walking around with that, because for a lot of zombies, I'd see them before they would see me at night, and it would be relatively safe. At this distance, by the time I see them, they can see me. All right, completed the achievement, the first day of the rest of our lives. You start walking, you wake up. Okay. It is 3:30 in the morning. I think that's fine. I don't think we're going to get back to sleep anyways. We have 39% fuel here, which isn't terrible. I'm still relatively wounded. I put all my... Hang on, if I back over here... No available choice. Because water was still filtered. There we go. I wanted to get in here and... Yeah, we'll use some alcohol wipes. I want anything that has nothing on it. None to pour. Very poor to pour. Very poor to pour. You can see how fast we can... Okay, that one's no improvement. See how fast we can go through those. Let's put some band-aids on. These are not great. Another thing I think I'd like to do today is make some makeshift bandages. Okay, that's not going to be any improvement. Okay, we've bandaged up the best that we can. We're actually hungry. All right, what else do we have here? I'm trying to save this eggplant so I can actually maybe make something out of it. We'll have 4 pork sticks and some more cheese. Again, I kind of want to cook with the jam if I can. The sardines, these say sealed, so I don't think these actually start going bad until we pop the seal. I hope I'm right about that. We also have these pro eggs and the hickory nuts, but I need to do some cooking on that. All right, did that take me? Yeah, we're satisfied. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead and start moving here. We can't drive because of the wooden sword. Yes, stored in my inventory. All right, we need to turn on the headlights. All right. Again, since I played, they added the major nerf to off-road driving. So I need to remember that. I mean, I didn't even hit really anything. I think we had a little bit of like a dirt mound. Nothing that should have been horrible. But that destroyed my motorcycle wheel, which admittedly was already damaged. All right. And then let's go ahead and turn off the headlight. Now, I gotta be careful because we are producing 25 sound here. And we do know that there are zombies in the area. I believe sound, basically one sound is one distance. Okay, and then let's, that much. Let's back it up. Okay, and we'll park it here. We definitely would like to remember this vehicle, and we'd like to stop driving. Okay. I'm kind of just waiting for light to basically come out. There were a few pieces of cloth and whatnot in here. Do I have anything I could cut up? Those work pants. And that shirt. If I grab those... No, not water. How do I have this much crap on me? All right, work t-shirt. Okay, there's got to be a better way to display this. And the work pants. Butcher, cut up everything. Nylon sheets. Nylon is not what I was hoping for there. If we go to crafting, it's gonna probably be too dark for any of this, but okay, other heavy duty thread, funnels, fish bait, broken glass trap, tinder, miscellaneous repair kit. Interesting. A wood saw for heavy duty cleaning surfaces. If supplied with duct tape, you can repair certain things. This is kind of a nice item to be able to make. It has those qualities. What do you all want? An X-Acto knife and a bone saw. I might actually make that. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do this in the dark, but so okay, we can actually make some bandages here. And actually, we can make real bandages? Oh, because we have the antiseptic. Not much, though. We can make one. All right. Makeshift bandage would be fine. So we can make 20 of them out of the cloth sheets that I brought. To sanitize these guys. Okay, so we need makeshift bandages and some water, and I'm assuming we need fire for this. We're basically gonna boil the bandages. All right, next time we hunker down for a minute, I think we'll make the makeshift bandages now, but I will try to get them to be sanitized. All right, let me grab from here. Let's grab a book. Let's read for like an hour. I'm not gonna have much else to do here. Let's do so monthly or so what? One of the two. All right. I don't normally like to use battery like this, but we have an hour to burn. Let me grab a chair. We'll close that door. We'll activate. Oh, didn't I grab a candle? This would be a perfect opportunity to use a candle. Can I filter? I did. Man, look at this. Look at this. That way I don't have to waste my batteries, which might be more useful. Activate. Candle. Read. Okay, so we have... So Monthly is a faster read, and it's a little bit of fun. So What is a better book, but it doesn't have fun, and it's slower to read. So let's do this. Read once. Okay, that took me to... Okay, hardly any time. Read. You. Read until we gain a level. 5 to interrupt. 5 o'clock. All right. What are we at? 56% done. Stop reading. Yes. Let me see if the light's out. It is light out. Okay, activate. Man, how amazing is that? Extinguish. How amazing is that? I actually had a candle that I actually used. I cannot tell you how many times Babel ran around with a bunch of candles and never actually made any use of it. Okay, put all those things away. What else is on me that shouldn't be? I went in and I favorited a bunch of stuff. The candle's still on me. Candle. Candle. And we got the hockey mask, which I plan on wearing when we're fighting. I also went in and the tool belt. You can see I have my carving knife, my hammer, my multi-tool, my plier, my screwdriver set all in there. I probably don't want a screwdriver set on me. I'd rather just have a screwdriver, but I don't have one apparently. So yeah, that is what it is. I'm not sure I need pliers on me either. In fact, that may be one. Let's dump those. We'll keep them obviously, just actually they go in the tool side. Pliers. It's just more weight that's on me that we don't necessarily need. Okay, now if I wear my hockey mask, can't wear more than... Oh, we have the safety goggles. All right, I don't need to put this on right now. I do like that item though. I don't hate the hockey mask. I'll keep it. All right, we were gonna craft... Nope, that's not the right button. We're gonna craft... Bleeding control, makeshift bandages. Oh, dang it. Okay, same plan, but I want to do a batch of 19 of them. And oh, I mean a bunch of gauze patches. Not really what I wanted there, but I guess that's okay. And actually, let's try that. If I apply you... Okay, you're not stellar. If I apply the makeshift bandage, you're also not particularly stellar. Alright, let's do 15 of those deposit. Alright, we'll keep a couple on. We'll grab some more cloth patches. Those are super duper common. Alright, we're gonna leave the vehicle here. This isn't really where I want to hang out, I'll be completely honest. This town is too big, in all honesty. I very much dislike that it is between me and the refugee center, though. I think we're gonna try to get into town to the west of our current location. We did see up north it wasn't too bad, but let's start in the west here, I think. Spotted zombie child. Yeah, we got this kid messing around out there. Either way, we probably should deal with that. So let's get the wooden greatsword. Let's wield it. We have to remind ourselves that this is about half as good of a weapon as what we had before. So we are probably not going to be two-shotting zombies anymore. Which, you know, we knew that was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. Bad zombie. There's got to be thorn bushes or something. I don't really have an explanation for what's hurting these guys a little bit. All right, come on. Come here, Susie Q. Put you out of your misery. A travel pack. Nope, not interested. This is also probably not going to be as sturdy of a weapon, so we're going to need to just know that we're probably going to need to replace it sooner rather than later. All right, do I have... Yeah, on. Tough zombie. Man, we're seeing way more than I would prefer. Trying to make my way over. Tough zombie. Alright, so we have a couple zombies in that street. Headless zombie. Okay. That street is kind of busy. We kind of need to find an inn. I like to start from the foresty side, because if I have to, we'll run into the forest and try to lose them there. Okay. Fat zombie. Okay. It's fine. Okay, we have an open door and an open window. Okay, as usual, let's drop the backpack. I'm not wearing the cloak currently. We still have 24 torso encumbrance. If I also dropped... I don't like doing this. I like keeping my tool belt on me, but if I was to drop you... Oops, drop... tool belt. How much of that encumbrance is coming from you? A decent number. 20 is probably about as low as I realistically can get it at the moment. Okay, so we're gonna clear the house. A feral human, 14 tiles. Okay, it's a pipe wielder. Pipe wielders are nice in that at least it's not a bladed weapon, so I'm not gonna probably get bleed. We got pretty banged up last time we dealt with one of these. All right, well, such is the life of a survivor. She can't see me because I'm in the dark and she's in the light. I would be curious. Just to make sure I'm not going to get jumped. Yeah, see, she heard that door close. They're too smart for furniture shenanigans, so I think we're just in on this one. Okay, she saw me and threw a rock. Alright, we gotta make distance. You swept the feral human for 24 damage. They're struggling to stand. Downed and minor bleeding. Yeah, we're also not gonna be able to take advantage of our own bleeding. This has very little cut damage, so we're not gonna get those nice bleed outs that we were getting with the axe. On the bright side though, the axe I believe was a -2 to hit weapon. This is actually a +1 to hit weapon. So maybe for actual applied DPS, maybe this will actually be a little better. You send the feral human reeling for 30 damage, critical. She threw a rock at me. Hit me in the torso without penetrating the armor. Okay. Okay. It's also a faster weapon. I mentioned this, I think, towards the beginning of the series, but a normal round is 100 base moves. So base moves per attack is 100. So they could take one step, I could take one swing. They could take a swing, I could take a swing. If assuming that we're using 100 move normal things. My axe, I believe, was 140 something. And then also remember, as we have pain and encumbrance and whatever, those also slow us down. So we're a little faster and we're a little more accurate. Apparently this was Mary Jane here. Okay, not interested. They had a glass pipe for that. They had the actual pipe. I actually do need some pipes. Let me advance inventory. Move that where I might see it. We could craft some interesting things out of pipes. Okay, there's a zombie across the street. Let's see if I crouch. Now, I don't think crouch... Like, they could see me here. The way crouch works, I believe, is when you're next to a wall. Like this. See how it goes dark? That's kind of telling me that now we're hidden. So I would like to close. Peek. All right. Oh. Okay. I'm not seeing an exclamation... Well, no, I am seeing an exclamation point. Is that because she actually saw me? Or is that because she could see me if I was here because I'm peeking? Another pipe wielder. What I don't want them doing is breaking this window and making noise. All right, we're gonna go we're gonna go to walk. We're gonna let them in. Yep, we're just gonna let them in. All right, are you coming? Did you actually see me? That guy was zooming somewhere. I'm passing time here. All right, they don't. I guess that one didn't see me. Fletcher's friend. I definitely want that. Yeah, see, this is blue because I've read it. I know I don't have these two books. All right, the reason I'm grabbing those right now, I'm just gonna back out of that corner and hopefully not have to go back over there. Dance, dance, dance. I think we have a copy of that. Or maybe, nope, we do not. Okay, I probably don't want to touch that bedroom in the southwest. Yeah, because that window's open. All right, let me go get my... Let's go back to normal walk. Go get my bag. Okay, that is a spookier street than I was kind of expecting, in all honesty. I thought that was going to be kind of chill. Toilet plunger. Okay, more aspirin. All right, can I actually... Let's unload that aspirin. Where did I put that? I just have 20 aspirin. Okay, probably because I'm not allowed to combine this. It's a pocket full of aspirin, apparently. We're not in any pain. Calcium tablets, I'll take that. And you know what? We don't have any cough syrup. I'll grab that too. In case we get sick. All right, we'll take a calcium tablet. More aspirin. All right, so let's grab that one. I'm just curious if I'm allowed to do this. And insert. Yeah, there we go. 29 aspirin. I believe the ibuprofen is stronger. I don't think I want to bang on anything. I believe the ibuprofen is stronger for pain killing. But, you know, we only have so many supplies. I'm going to take it all. Yeah, we'll take that pipe. All right, we did not get the kitchen. Okay, a butcher knife would be nice. That would be an upgrade there. A stock pot? No. I think our pot's fine. Okay, cloth patches, yes. If I was gonna do something, it'd be a Dutch oven is the thing I'd be interested in. I'll take the super glue. Super glue is nice for crafting. Ooh, duct tape. And so is duct tape. They're in a lot of recipes. Okay, nothing in that corner fridge again. Rolling pin, potato masher. No. Chopsticks. Man, I wish I was good at using chopsticks. Watching people eat something like a potato chip with chopsticks makes me so jealous. I could eat potato chips while gaming. Maybe it's for the best that I can't do that. Have to have gaming-friendly foods. Okay, a bunch of carving knives, ice cream scoops. I mean, none of this is helpful. It's a bunch of junk, basically. Small fire extinguisher, a gas oven microwave combo. I don't know about that. Okay, I'll take the long strings. We already have any. Oh, hey. There's that screwdriver I needed. Nice. Let's take the tool belt, insert screwdriver. Oh, screwdriver. And let me screwdriver favorite. Cool. Yeah, I don't really need a screwdriver set. That has like fine screwing. I don't need that. It's just extra weight. I would much rather just have a regular. All right, now this might get really spicy. I think I'm actually gonna... Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna go drop our bag off all the way back here. 60 tiles north. Round hog. Yeah. I'm gonna go dump off our bag. We're gonna go just do some pure combat for a hot minute. A pregnant giant cockroach. Great. Alright, well, that's happening. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna drop in the front seat, the leather backpack, and the, not leather pants, tool belt. Okay, we're at 23 torso. What? Oh, we got some manuals on us. Okay, let's just read those quick so that I know I have them. Let's dump them in the trunk. Fletcher's Friend is a really nice archery book. Winemaking, I lived long enough once to start fiddling with that, and then of course I died the second I got there. Okay, we don't need you, we don't need you. Don't need the cough syrup or the super glue. Duct tape. Calcium. Okay, there we go, down to 20. Yeah, I gotta be a little careful. When we stick things in various pockets on my torso, we add torso weight, which is upping my encumbrance. I also dumped the pipe, right? Must have. Okay, let's come in from the bottom here. My weapon is still fine. All right, let's do it, boys. Zombie 52 West. As annoying as it is, again, I don't dare turn off safe mode. We're just gonna have to like lightly tap our way in here. So I don't want to like accidentally fast forward into something that'll get me killed. All right, come here, big boy. Come here. All right, do your best. Do your best, big guy. 16 damage. At least we are so much faster. You sweep him in the leg. Yeah, that was not actually too bad. I definitely, I mean, I guess it's kind of a here and there thing. Like, being able to kill most things in 2-hit and being able to cause good bleed right away is kind of a nice little thing to do. But that also seems like we're using less stamina. We hit pretty consistently. The speed of those attacks were really nice to deal with. Yes. Zombie. Okay, to the west. Again, we are just gonna put up with the annoyance of this. We're gonna try to draw people. We do have a furl to deal with too. The one that didn't see me before. Okay, zombie. Again, nice controlled moments is what we want. Where is this furl? How do we not see you here? You were right outside. Did you end up going in the house? Well, I hate that. I hate that. Like I said, the known zombie is not hard. The unknown zombie, the second ad, the third ad, that's when things get really dangerous. Okay, it's gonna be a really annoying fight, I can already tell you. I have so many things that are gonna interrupt this. Okay, we swept the zombie for 32. Swip it for 24. Grabbed me. I'm gonna pull away and try to break it. As we get more strength, our ability to break grabs also gets better. Remember, we mutated and we got an extra strength. Continue. Ignore. Okay, where are you at? I gotta be really careful with those two. That's a good way to get myself bashed. Alright, that house across the street seems to be an issue. But I don't see anything I'm scared of. Let's... Hey, Furl. Are you here? Okay, no one's aggroed me yet. Did you go in the house? That's your dead friend. What do we have on the ground here? What is this? Corpse of a zombie. Alright, what is killing zombies? Giant aphid? I doubt giant aphids are killing that many zombies. Huh. Okay, again, zombie dog. These are the things that I'm afraid of. Fast things. Okay. Okay, it was another zombie trap. I should have known better. These are really well done. I don't think these were in game before I played before. Okay, we're gonna pull these back the way we just came. We're fine. Nothing here. They're all regulars or other things. Nothing here is super dangerous. All right. We will turn off safe mode because this is gonna be a while. All right, come on, buddy. These should be pretty damaged, right? Yeah, okay. Maybe that's what those other ones' damage was from. Maybe they were also a trap. Okay, I didn't even activate most of them. Okay, that's fine. I do see I'm getting flanked. Yep. Okay, how we doing? Our stamina's okay. We're fine. Okay, good spot for us to fight. Of course, bandages on your torso were destroyed, clawed my torso, and we are bleeding. Okay, there's that dog. That is what is dangerous. Alright, before I engage that... Okay, whew. I would sure like to put some pressure on this wound. How much is still coming? 2. Okay, let me... I wish... See, I miss being able to activate... just for the inventory management. I want to... What do I want to do here? I want to take you off. Drop the wooden sword. I guess that's fine. Okay, there we go. I got the wound staunched. Great sword wield. Let's just let him come to me. They'll give me a couple rounds to just catch my breath here. Now the fat zombie is going to be slower than she is. That's not a good angle. Nice. Okay, we swept him. Remember, the sweep is when we knock them off their feet. We like those. We like those a lot. Permanent marker. No, thank you. Caffeinated chewing gum. Eh. Okay, it's definitely more torso damage than I'm really comfortable with. Backpack that's filthy with 2 tool bolt cutters and a crowbar. All right. Yeah. Yep. All right, we can smash that. Nope, smash that safely. And then let's do advanced inventory management. I want to move these to over here. It's not showing me what I want. It's because they're in the apron. I see. Unload the apron. Advance. Did those go into my inventory? A bunch of junk did. So drop the hand pump and the spray paint. So that was not where they were. Unload filthy backpack. Yeah, bolt cutters. Beautiful. We can definitely use those. Those will allow us to cut the cyclone fence, for example, or bolts. And the crowbar, an actual crowbar, means I can now pop windows and doors. The makeshift crowbar unfortunately got nerfed where you can't do windows and doors. So it only opens crates and I think manholes maybe. Unfortunately, it's almost unusable if I'm being honest. All right, so let me smash this dog. Do I have any others? Okay, I still have more to smash. The thing is, I could take maybe a day off, but we only have so many calories. I'm incredibly concerned about that. All right, I want to grab the crowbar, wield it. I can't. Oh, we don't have our backpack. That's right. Mild pain. All right, let me take a couple aspirin. Let's put some gauze. So, bandage is none and not disinfected. Hydrogen peroxide, please. All right, you know what? That's going to annoy the crap out of me. Let's haul the items that are underneath me. Let me just go around the corner here so I can't see him. Because that's going to just annoy the crap out of me. All right. Poor to very poor. Okay, everything else is disinfected. Makeshift bandage, none to very poor. None to very poor. And the gauze patches. No good. Okay, I think I'm just gonna do it. This is kind of a waste of time, but hauling things means like we pick it up, we set it down. We pick it up, we set it down. Why are you over there? Another one, it's very dangerous because of the way that time works when you're doing that. Getting caught in not having safe mode on, he says as he turns it on, while you're hauling a bunch of junk. Why is there a hole in the ground? Alright, let's get over there before she starts banging too much on that fence. Alright, come here. Stop banging on the fence. I'll fight you. Alright, how much bleeding did we get there? Minor. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Alright, one of those dirt patches. Cheeky little bugger. Clawed my right hand. Well, she did. Okay, I don't need a candle, game. I don't know why you're so obsessed with that. I will take that in a septic. Smash. Fat zombie. Very, very low HP, but nothing for it at the moment. Alright, where are my... Oh, the other problem. No. Where are my tools that I was hauling? Also, is that some nuts? It is. I will take those. Oh, son of a gun. Remember what I said about that being dangerous? Where are my tools? Pine bough. Alright, find. Filter. Why don't I can't see a crowbar from where I'm standing? Son of a gun. Okay, wait, there they are. Stupid zombies. Give me that. Haul everything. Alright, maybe if we go to the south, we'll see less of them. Like I said, this is not a great use of time, but I'm kind of needing to let my pain wear off anyways, and my stamina come back, so it's fine to waste a bunch of time like this. Probably would have honestly been faster to walk here, get my bag, walk back. Let's come over here. No, let's stop hauling. Alright, let's wear our tool belt. Let's go to the tool belt and insert. Oh, I can't insert the crowbar. Crowbar. I have drop you. I should be able to clip the crowbar unless that's changed. Grab the crowbar. Wield it. Wield it. Freeman's favorite. Got an achievement there. Alright, now am I not able to clip anymore? Let me see. So crowbar, activate, nothing to pry. Want my tool belt. Activate. Use holster. Did that get changed that you can't clip crowbars to your tool belt anymore? Okay, well that's annoying. Okay, I did a quick little pause there to double check. It looks like they changed the tool belt. I would not be able to fit a full crowbar. It used to be able to clip on, so that's a little bit unfortunate. This is such a good piece of kit, too. Put on my jacket. Nothing to pry. Yeah, I know that. Leather jacket. Insert. Crowbar. No, let me drop. I have literally nowhere that can fit, huh? Not fit in any pockets. Wow, okay, well, let's wield the bolt cutters. Let's dump them in the trunk. I'm struggling to believe that we can't put this crowbar on literally anything. Look at that tool belt again. Longest volume, 27 inches. Okay, let me look at... like I said, these have changed since I've been in here before. So pocket settings. Pocket 1 can store items. 1 to 7 inches, 1 to 3. Okay, this guy right here. Clip directly onto belt. This should be working. Hammer is in that slot. Oh no, these are all the same size. Carving knife is in that one. Screwdriver. Okay, I didn't need that screwdriver set. Let me go put that away while we're doing things here. Screwdriver set. Put away. Crowbar. It's 29 inches long. Who's the sadist? Who's the sadist that made the longest clippable item on a tool belt 27 and a crowbar 27 inches? I want to know. All right, pockets. Let me just double check to make sure that none of these other ones are bigger. Okay, so a 7-inch pocket, 7-inch pocket, and then 27 with a hammer, a carving knife. We have the screwdriver and the multi-tool in this little pocket. Apparently some ibuprofen. Oh my goodness, that is really annoying. I might mod that between episodes because that seems asinine. What would I want to do? I probably would... I'm just deciding, should I make the crowbar shorter or should I make the tool belt pocket larger? Because it's a clip, it's not even a pocket. I'm gonna need to think about that. I'm gonna dump the crowbar on the main seat here. Yeah, and we don't have a way to sheath our weapon. See, if we had our axe... Well, no, we'd still need our hands free, so I guess it would still be a problem. Alright, we have a lot of torso damage. I think we might just be done adventuring for today, unfortunately. I'm very concerned about that. So, let's grab a book. I want that so what we were doing. So monthly. Yeah, I want the so monthly. And do we have a first aid book? Apparently we have 2 copies of Sushi Made Easy. I'm going to take one, throw it away. Winemaking. AAA. Dance. That's a maybe. I mean, it's going to take me a while to get through one of these books anyways. Okay. Metal sheets would let me make a brazier where we could put fire in it. It looks like we're going to be here a little longer than I was planning. Okay, so this... If I close... That's a... What are you? A glass door. Okay, glass door is not going to stop vision. Okay, this might be the room. Yeah, this might be the room. We could take apart some furniture from around here. Get a little fire going. Don't have a place to sleep, though. That's just not really going to be solvable. We'll just be sleeping on the floor again. We could sleep in the car, but there's a lot of activity around here. That's making me kind of nervous. Out of curiosity, I'm able to take you apart. Glass front cabinet, sheets of glass pipes, small metal sheets. Let's say yes. I'm curious, can I construct? I don't remember which menu that comes from. Fine. Yeah, this is what we want. So we need 1 sheet metal, and we got small sheet metal from that thing. Okay, so we need to find something that has regular size sheet metal. I betcha a locker would. Let's see. Deconstruct. Too dark to construct. Okay. In an effort to save my batteries, I've never been so happy that I picked up a candle before. You have no idea. It's kind of funny. In a game like this, some random item... It's daytime, actually. I don't need to close up. Some random item can totally just, like, make your run. For me, my quintessential one, I had a run once where I found a nuclear teapot, and which basically had unlimited power, so I could boil as much water as I wanted. And it was run-defining having this kettle with me. And the whole campaign was about not losing or getting the kettle damaged. Very funny. Okay, we want advanced inventory from that square. Let's just move it all this way. Just move all the stuff. All right, can we now make... I can do it. Again, we're gonna have this horrific problem where I'm never gonna be able to have my weapon in my hand. It's gonna be horrible. All right, we'll wield that. All right, I think this is our room. We have metal doors on it. Yeah, we have metal doors on it, basically. I think that's the plan. We'll put the... Well, I might want a quick escape. We also have those giant drums, which would be super sweet if this was going to be a permanent base, but it doesn't really matter here. All right, just for the sake of not having to go very far. All right, let's drop you. Grab that, move it over here. Let go. Let's grab you, wield. Let's activate you here. You attempt to become one with the brazier. It doesn't. Okay. Very cute. That's not what I wanted, obviously, game. It's on the shelf. Rubber boots. Give me those. Rubber boots are nice. They protect you from acid puddles on the ground. They also don't conduct electricity. More useful than you might think. But I don't need them right now. All right, we're gonna need to get some wood in here. Let's go ahead and designate firewood source. Be that shelf there. All right, and then let's just come in here. Now I get more out of deconstructing. Yeah, so simple deconstruct with no tools. I need prying of 1 or more. So I'm getting that from my hammer, I believe, at the moment. And a screw driving of 1 or more, which we have. 20 minutes task. All right, let's do one of those. You can't I can't deconstruct a chair? I guess not. What about how to trap anything? How did I miss that? Okay, I can do that. Okay, so 8 planks, 1 wood panel. I'm gonna say yes. A fat zombie spotted. Yeah, stop. Fat zombie, what? To the south? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I see what I mean. This here's a little more hopping than I'm comfortable with. All right, let's activate our candle and extinguish it. All right, he's to the south. All right, we're gonna go out the front door. Yeah, let's drop. Oh, you jerk, you're gonna make me take all this stuff. I'm not sure this holster is actually doing me a lot of good either. With one bullet, I'm not even sure it's good enough for the way out, let's put it. I think I'm gonna drop that off for now. Until at least we get a couple more bullets. All right, Mr. Fatty. You have interrupted my work. I was building, and if you perhaps you haven't heard of me, but that's kind of my thing. Yeah. Caffeinated, ooh, okay. You are forgiven because you delivered antibiotics. Boy, those are so much more common than they used to be. I remember I used to take the infected start for the bonus points, and it was basically a run against time. You either found antibiotics and you had an amazing run, or you didn't and you died. So I used to play that one all the time, and it was like a couple locations that you could count on getting some, and if you didn't get those locations, you just died. Okay, well, now I was rudely interrupted. There's already unfinished. Continue construction, yes. Oh, you ruined it. Okay, no, we're okay. All right, now, that gets us 8 planks and a wooden panel. I want to compare that. If I just smash... Yeah, that didn't damage my weapon, and we got 4 planks and some splintered wood. But the time was ridiculously shorter. Okay, stop hauling, advanced inventory, below me, above me. Okay, I don't know which one of those is actually better, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. All right, we're definitely gonna want to collect some wood. I think I'm planning on hunkering down here. That torso injury is just too much. My speed is down to 90, so I'm gonna have horrific problems. We're also very thirsty. Okay. Now, we're gonna definitely be able to find our clean water. And you know what? Let's have a soda. Diet orange soda has no calories. Well, there you go, guys. Just drink diet orange soda. All right, that gets us a little bit of joy. You know what? Let's counteract that with eating one of these protein bars. Let's eat both of those for today. They're not good. They're not good. All right, we'll sip some more clean water. I think until I'm full. No. Okay, we should be good. We're good. All right, now I don't want to take anything that's going to be between me and where I'm sleeping down. I don't like that noise. That's 5 sound. Okay, that's my regular. It's just a different sound because of different material. All right, let's grab you. Slide you there. Let's grab you. And slide you there. Okay, those are not things you can enter, so if something bashes down the door, they'll have to bash those down too. I'm just really prepping ourselves to sleep here. Alright, I don't want to take down any door that's going to be between me and problems. Okay, what are we going to get out of that? A wooden door. Used to get planks out of that. Yes. Yes. Haul everything. Haul everything. All right. Again, this is kind of a lot of time to do it this way, but it's just faster for gameplay wise. Stop hauling, advance. Already have it set up. Okay, we got a lot of planks out. That's probably gonna be enough. Apparently, I also brought the fire extinguisher here. Okay, I didn't, but you know what? You know what? We're gonna have a fire in here. Sure. Yeah, we'll have a fire extinguisher. That's right. Let's see. And we're going to want to be able to read in here in sun comfort. So let's drag a chair. I mean, I hope the, maybe too late to be saying this, but I really hope that the sewage plant here isn't irradiated. I have no way of knowing at the moment, so I'm sure it's fine. It's probably fine. Just had that thought. All right, chairs worth smashing. Short wooden post and some splinters, probably. Oops, okay. Yeah, the old haul everything used to pick up everything as you moved. The new one is way better, that it only does the ones that I've told it to do. That is kind of nice. All right, stop hauling, advance inventory. No, stop hauling. Advance inventory, below me to above me. Some wooden posts and some splintered wood. Okay. What are we up to? It is 9:38 a.m. Yeah. All right, I'm just prepping myself so we can sleep here tonight, basically. We did get 3 pipes. Oh, we did get some planks here. Okay, hang on. In that case, advance inventory. No. I want the stuff above me to below me. Paper, planks. Destination is full. Oh, okay. I didn't like that. Let's do this differently. Give me everything, and it's going to go that way. All right, we'll move the paper and the planks, and that's it. And then we will haul everything. Yeah, the amount of time this would take me, because I don't have a huge backpack, because my hands are full, I'd rather waste game time than real life time. Is a horrible way to do this, though. I just want to keep reiterating that before I get a comment about it. Nope. Nuts and bolts don't go there. Okay, yeah, we're just getting stockpiles of wood so that we can burn that for light, warmth, and maybe some cooking. Now let's grab. All right, what are we gonna bring inside? I'm looking for one of our water. Okay, we're bringing that for sure. The eggs, for sure. Eggplant, we're gonna need to use that sooner rather than later. Let's bring a full jug of water and the bad jug of water. I want to craft with that if I can. And you know what? Just give me all the water. Okay, I actually grabbed the vehicle. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not that strong yet. It's just a weird graphical thing. All right, drop here. Actually, drop here. All my water. Eggplant. You know what? It might be easier in this mode if I go back to the other inventory that does not show me the nested. This is probably way better. All right. We also have more hickory nuts. That's something else I need to craft. Okay, give me those pipes. Can't carry it. Of course I can't. All right, here. Sharpened pipe. Stabbing and bashing. Only has the medium block ability, though. Again, because we actually have some weapon skill, these impromptu weapons aren't actually as good. Normally, these are kind of like a nice first weapon. Like a sharpened pipe for a day one survivor. Yes, please. But for me, it's not as good. It's not as good. A pipe staff. Yeah, see, at least this has some attacks. We have the sweep and we have parry. High block ability. I like our damage stuff, though, with our current weapon. What I really want to see is a pipe mace, but I'm not seeing that. All right, so here, dump that pipe in there, please. And the antibiotics, and the aspirin, and the antiseptic. Keep the candle on me. Okay, grab. Now we're gonna need some tinder. We'll bring those wild herbs. I'm gonna need my pot. God, I really hate let's do this differently. I want my inventory here, and I want everything here. And I would like to filter pot. There we go. I like to turn off my filter. Okay, so I have 80 broken glass. I wonder where that came from. Huh. Also, it's raining out here. Perfect. Zombie 58 tiles. Man. All right. Yep. All right. You know what? I'm going to deal with him. I just got to keep clearing these guys. Like I said, this is not where Babel wants to be. This, I think you can see why this is making me so nervous. All right. We got tinder so that we can start that fire. Drop. The herbs. Where'd that pot go? I saw it. Pot and a candle. That noise keeps freaking me out. I'm not used to that. I keep thinking it's something banging on the wall. Okay, leather backpack down, tool belt down. All right, we saw him to the north. Where you at, buddy? All right, come here. 29 tiles. Nope. We'll use those bushes up top. All right, come here. Oh no! Attempted to insert a zombie, but there's already a tough zombie. We can ignore that order. Ow. I will say one thing this game is usually pretty good at, when you get little exceptions like that, they're usually not game ending or anything. I think one time ever I had a like page fault type crash that ended a run, and it was like a known issue of a lab crashing or something. All right, man, I wish I hadn't actually grabbed that vehicle. It looks so dumb. Okay, we are still a little tired. We have obviously not healed. All right, let's just sit down and do a little reading here while we have natural light. I have nothing to read. That's what's in my bag. All right, but I'll tell you what, we're actually way over time already. I've just been having too much fun. So I think I'll probably just sit and I'll just do some reading. If that's all I'm doing, I don't think I need to do that on camera. And if something comes up, then I'll just stop there. And we'll bring in for that next time. Hopefully you're finding this a little enjoyable. I tend to find that this game is slow and methodic, and then fast and terrifying. It's how this game tends to be. So a bit of a slow burn, but I enjoy those type of games, obviously. Hopefully if you made it to episode, what are we on, 8? Hopefully you do too. All right, if you do, maybe leave a like on this video. If you're not subscribed, I hope I've earned your subscription. And if you want to support the channel, you can always join me live for a super chat, leave a super thanks on a video, check out the Patreon that's linked in the channel info, or become a member of the channel. Other than that, Larry will take care of himself, you take care of yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one. Babble out.